staff and hosts of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Hello! Welcome to the Romi and Rose Show. Happy Friday, everyone.
Happy Friday, world of America and all of the other places in this beautiful universe of ours.
Over the pond, where all your people are?
Oh, the pond. The pond is my people.
I see that you are drinking and you have a cold.
I have a cold, so I thought I'd remedy it with some vodka and Red Bull and some more vodka.
How's that working?
It's working for me. I'm here.
How are your tits today? Did you forget a
They're
bra,
amazing.
a t-shirt, your clothes?
Girl, I'm working it.
Drew is in the studio, and I'm going to blame her for you being half naked and drunk, and we haven't even started the show.
That's the way a relationship
Thank
should be.
you. It's a beautiful thing that you guys have going. Beautiful.
It's based on exposing your breasts and drinking lots of alcohol.
Yeah, well, your girl came in here looking like a prostitute, so.
That's the way women should be.
No, it's a beautiful thing.
That's the way women should always be.
Absolutely.
Speaking of women and the way they always should be.
Obama. It was a big week.
It was a big week.
Everybody, thank you for voting. If you watched our show and we inspired you at all to get your ass out there and vote,
I think people were like
Everybody
annoyed that we were pushing them to
we
vote.
We were on it, but it was important.
At the end of the day, you know, we ended up getting the person who should be in office, which is Obama. And yay, cheers. Because, you know, when you think of it in the grand scheme of things, if it would have been Romney, we would have been beyond.
I was going to move.
No, I mean, you would have probably 18 children because you wouldn't have.
Well, you know what they said? They said that a ton of like Latin women voted this time around. And I go, the only thing that they cared about was that they needed to control the amount of babies coming out. They came out and they were like, you know what? I've never cared before, but this is affecting me. I care. I'm voting. I can't have 20 kids.
I mean, it's funny because obviously, you know, our whole entire generation is like social networking craziness. And everybody was saying it was like the Latin votes.
It was.
I mean, like the
women.
The
women came
immigrants
out.
were telling their friends who had.
Yeah, they're like, you don't want this. You don't want this.
And then all the binders. It was women, the young vote, and the Latin vote.
It was
stepped up.
Wasn't it the highest though that it's like ever been?
I think the Latin vote dropped a little bit, but the young vote dropped a little bit, but the women came in droves like they do in my bedroom.
I was really surprised to see that, like, you know how before it was like you stayed up all night in that Florida, you're waiting for Florida, and this one it was like we knew. Well, that was instantly. It was fast.
That was a different election, you know, when it came down to
but even this one they were saying Florida at the beginning.
Well, it was Ohio, which is a battleground state. It was Florida and also Missouri, and I think another state as well. But early on, everybody voted early, quick. They were able to tally, and then right away we knew he was our president.
I mean, we knew. I mean, I remember sitting there with my family going, expecting to like make a late night, laying out, and then it was like, that's it.
But they knew
he won. They knew he's it.
But they knew for like an hour.
Yeah,
and that
and Romney wouldn't come out.
Pompous fucker wouldn't come out and like.
So embarrassing for him though, because it's like you lost. You have no chance in hell.
And I've never. I mean, obviously, you know, I watch a lot of sports, and the losing team.
You watch pretty much anything on TV,
right,
Rose.
But anybody comes out, anybody that loses comes out and like isn't a sore loser and says a nice thing. That was the most pompous, arrogant, rude, conceding speech I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. It was. And speaking of speeches, and I just have to say, everyone knows I always go to my mom's house to watch TV because I don't have one at home. So after he won, I was like, I'm going to go home and go to bed. Was waiting for the speech, and I didn't know how long it was going to take. I get home, and I'm seeing all the tweets for Obama's speech. And the only thing I'm seeing on my Twitter feed is a flag in somebody's hair.
Yeah.
Who was this woman? What did she do?
Here's the deal.
She stole the show.
First off, he was in Chicago, which is his home state.
Right.
You know, and he wanted to be there whether he lost or he won. That's
and those are his kind of people, yeah?
That's his. Don't be racist.
I'm not.
Because they're my kind of people too.
I'm not.
At the end of the day, like what he did was he surrounded himself with his, you know, supporters.
Who was she?
I don't know, but whoever she was, she's now famous, and she's probably gonna have her own show.
What did she?
She's gonna be.
She is probably gonna have her own show. No, you're right. But what did she do? She put a flag in her hair.
She literally, you know, it's a little stick with a flag, and she put it in her hair.
Popped it in.
Picked it in. There you go.
Like a pick.
It was a pick. It was a pick.
And so the entire time you're watching him with the speech, is she just standing behind her with the flag?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I looked at it because I watched the speech at the Abbey where I was with all my gays.
You went to the Abbey.
I did
to watch it.
To support. It was a big rally. It wasn't like a party. So we were watching it, and the lady, you know, I saw it and I glanced. I'm like, oh, that looks kind of funny, but it just kind of like I didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
I was so mesmerized by his
by
speech.
Obama.
I was
so lost.
I was initially.
It was
I was initially until he just kept going on, and until he mentioned the word gay, the whole place went, yay! And
that's all they wanted to hear.
Then I left.
The Abby just wanted to hear the word gay, and then they were like, we're okay.
He was the first president to ever mention the word gay in a speech ever. Like, it was history.
It was a big one.
It was a big gay speech.
It was a big gay speech. You're the biggest gay I know at one of the biggest gay bars.
I was.
You made that the gayest
night of your life.
Biggest
gay vote.
Biggest gay vote went out there. No, it was a really big week. I was happy because I was kind of scared.
I wasn't scared.
You weren't?
No.
I talked to Rose, like, remember, like, I called you at work and I was like, oh, I'm closing, whatever, I'm going to go watch
I believe everything and CNN says.
Yeah, you were like,
CNN he's going to win.
He's going to win.
CNN had him projected weeks on.
Yeah, you were like, I'm not worried, Debbie's going to win. I'm like.
CNN tells the truth.
So I just CNN says it. That's it.
Whatever they say goes.
It was amazing, though, to see everybody so involved. And because now you have, like, such huge social media that you and the whole world are actually, like, talking to each other as it's happening.
Even Obama's on it.
Obama was talking to me.
He was.
I was like, come on, man, come out. He's like, hold on, honey, I'll be out soon.
But I like that the binders full of women and all the big birds and everybody came out and shut Romney down, man. They shut him down.
It was an exciting week. It was a very exciting week. I need to still get pictures of this girl with this flag because, you know, I'm not mad at her because she made her place.
She made her place.
She made her mark.
She made her mark with that flag.
Every year there's
the American way.
The American way.
The American way to get famous. I'm going to put a flag in my ass. See what happens.
Probably more than that's happened for me in my career. But anyways, speaking of people with careers, I have to talk about who our guest is today.
Yay.
We have a special guest in the house, and her name is JC. And let me tell you how we met.
Tell me how you met.
Okay. You are my best friend and family. This is a best friend and family. Very similar to our relationship from, like, back in Nam. Like, back in the day.
Back in the day. Like,
back in the day. We were at war together.
Give me an era.
We were at war together.
And the way I define eras, I need to know what kind of music was going on or what hairstyle you had going on. Like,
pretty much Rilo Kiley was our soundtrack, Jenny Lewis. And you're like, I
don't know who the fuck
you're like,
that
who the fuck are you talking about? Pretty much. Me and her, let me tell you how we met.
Before or after Rihanna? That's the only way I
Way before Rihanna.
Okay.
It's like, that's like before Christ. Before Rihanna, me and JC were friends. And I was doing my makeup at MAC, and she was, you know, in LA, and we both got a job casting for the show Next. Do you remember that show?
I remember that.
On MTV.
Yes.
So I
was approached to be on that show.
I bet you. It was one of us
I thought
that
I was too
approached
good for it.
You were too good for it. We had to literally hit the mean streets of LA and find kids that just got off the bus with all their dreams their mothers put in their head. Well, you know,
I remember,
what fame they were going to have.
I remember I was in a lesbian club, and a girl comes up to me
We loved lesbians. We're like, if you got a lesbian on the show, we like, you know, we won for the
I got approached, and I told the girl, only if I could be the main chick. It's not happening.
It's not happening.
And I never got called back. Thanks.
They sent us to one of these bougie bars that was one of the hot, you know how like the hot clubs change every week?
Yeah.
In Hollywood. So at that week, it was a hot club. And they're like, you guys got to go. You got to go find people. And so me and JC don't really know each other. And it's like, you know, we got a quota to make. How many kids can we convince are like their dreams are going to come true? Who are we going to lie to tonight? Well, we were like having certain guys kind of hit on us or talk to us. And I was like,
you had to woo these guys.
Because you had to woo them in.
Like
and I'm like, I'm going to kill myself. So we're like, why don't we just do the whole night with a British accent?
Oh, my God.
The entire night, talking to everyone, pretending like we're, you know, from England and we've got this accent.
And I'm sure by the end of the night, it turned into Borat. It was like, rah, 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 rah.
Yeah, no, I think halfway through it was like Southern and like it just was all over the place. But they're so drunk that they buy it. And then we got our numbers. And I literally knew at that moment that I had fallen in love and found one of my best friends.
That's awesome.
Anybody
That's
an
awesome story.
You know, we were like, how are we going to make the most of... We're casting for Next. Our lives already suck. We're at a horrible bar in Hollywood, which our lives suck more now.
And you got to
hit
on guys to get them to be on the show.
Try and convince them that they're the, you know, God's gift to earth and that we need them.
But one thing that you did do is your plan of attack as women did work.
It did work.
The British accent makes everything else sexier.
Well, now I think of Rebel Wilson and what it's done for her.
She's Australian, Dad. You don't even have that right. Mate,
across the pond.
Now you sound Asian. Jeez, get it right. No. But
anyways, that's how me and her know each other. We have literally seen each other through breakups, depression, families hating us. I think she slept on my couch. I think I've slept on her couch. Mm-hmm. And I have seen her hustle every human being I've ever met in LA. And she finally
Yay!
finally got a job. That is worth it. So everyone introduce JC to the show.
Welcome to the show.
And JC, you got a very good job.
I know officially.
You have a job.
Very great job.
Well, so far from what I know of you is that you're a casting person for Next, and you speak in a British accent.
You know what's so interesting? What's so interesting about that night is that we also like racked up so many drinks on other people's tabs.
Everyone's
because
tab.
I was like, why don't we? This accent was killing it because people in LA they love shitty accents.
They do.
And we just killed it, and we got so many people from it, and we became friends. Now, granted, we hated our lives. I ruined so many 18-year-old Orange County lives. Like, I can't even tell you.
We had to go to schools. We had to like hit up at like all the junior colleges,
festivals, like anything.
Well, because those are the kids that wanted to be on it.
Yeah, I had to lie. And like the truth is, when you were like, I want to be the main girl, like we had to go in and be like, okay, we're pitching Rose for the main girl, and then some horrible person from MTV would be like, well, she put out, and you're like, well probably not. So, and then they'll be like, well, we can't have her, and you're like, oh my God.
Everybody knows you won't make it unless you put out. Who did you blow to get this job you have now?
Everybody.
Everyone, right?
Mitt Romney.
Damn, that's my kind of girl.
Working class hero.
My kind of girl.
I am to define the job. I'm the new host of VH1's Best Week Ever.
Yeah.
Coming out in
so proud of you
in January. Which, if you know anything about me, like I love a good pop culture week.
You do,
like, I'm a
which is what our show
no,
is.
but that's an awesome show. Like I love it. It's
a
so
great,
much fun.
That show will never go away.
It did for 3 years. The interesting thing is that it
why
went
is
away.
it back?
Because of
There's
me.
a lot to talk about.
No, there is. I think that they found a program. You know, I think you find a formula, especially in comedy, when you're like, you can try a bunch of different tactics, but this was a show that did work, and it's a wrap up of a weekly show across a green screen, cheap to make, and you just have jokes from comedians.
Are you still gonna have different comedians?
Yeah,
in the whole
comedian
thing?
with you.
I have like a
Do we
list
know
of
any?
Rolodex, New York and LA. I'm not sure if you're gonna know who that. They're like the
Why
new
not me?
version.
The new versions, yeah.
Because they're not. They're not famous. You're not smart.
I know I'm not smart.
Super
okay.
pretty though.
Yeah, thank you. I
Super
appreciate
pretty.
that.
Super cute, yeah.
And
your hair changes. And your hair changes.
So fucking cute. No, they're a lot of them are out in New York. It's Barry Rothbard who's shooting a film with Martin Scorsese right now. These comedians are kind of like all over the place. But Sean O'Connor was just on Conan. Nick Turner is like New York's #1 comic.
This is a big deal
Michelle
for you.
Buteau
But you know what?
Yeah,
a lot of the comics that were on the original Best Week Ever
Huge
are
now.
all big.
They're all huge.
They're all huge in
Yeah.
movies. They've all done well.
They're fat.
They're fat.
big
So you know,
people.
I have one request.
Sure.
When you become famous and you become the next Rebel Wilson, that's
her dream
that's
girl.
completely.
Her comedic
Why was
genius.
she mentioned twice already?
Because she
her.
calls her Rainn Wilson every week.
Rebel Wilson is like, to be
Amazing.
honest,
She's amazing.
when she poured peas on her back when that was on Bridesmaids, I like got up and did a Christian Bible walk.
Exactly.
And I was like, this is the best thing I've ever
And as a
seen.
comedian, you know how amazing she is.
yeah.
Yes, we're fancy.
It's full of
Rose does have a crush though on Stevie on VH1. Are you gonna meet her, Stevie TV?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think they have. I don't know if we're gonna end up meeting her, but they have us.
You
guys
need to make
best
it happen.
friends?
You need to make it happen.
You need to
make it happen. I'm sorry.
Don't let her down.
A lot of our stuff, it's weird. We get these packets. So far, what we know and what they keep very secretive from us is we get our packet like 8 p.m. on a Thursday night. So you have literally from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. to write your 16 pages worth of jokes.
Oh, you write it.
Watch the videos. Well, the writers do it for you. They pre-package it. But then, like, if
this is
Taylor
the secret
Swift,
stuff.
it's pretty intense.
But to prepare your show that you only have 12 hours before
you have 12
go on.
hours, and then when you get there, it's that really quick, like, say it's a Taylor Swift bit, and she's, like, promoting Red, and then all of a sudden Taylor Swift gets in like a car accident.
You got to switch it up.
You got to switch the gear, and it's, like, super
How
fast.
exciting.
So you know what? Another thing I've learned about you.
I hope she didn't get in a car
I
accident.
know. How exciting. I told a story about your car accident with Shia LaBeouf.
Oh yeah, we
Back
did
in
say
the
that.
day.
Fake
We
car
did say
accident.
that. We did.
This is the girl
I
on
remember
the
that.
show that claims that Shia LaBeouf hit her.
Private investigator.
Showed up to her house. She calls me on the phone.
Well, because
E's outside of my door.
news
they're
truck.
probably searching for like news to try to keep on.
This is the interesting thing about it, Rosie. You guys talk about how social media has changed, and in the world of comedy, we say a lot of things that are just flippant and crazy and joke worthy. If you took everything we said and made it real, you would go mad.
I would
so
cry.
for me, at the time, I had no idea. I was stoned. I was just living my life, and I had no idea about his personal life. So I had said, "Oh, Shia LaBeouf just hit me in the ass," and then I retweeted it, and then I said something else like, "Oh, currently trying to get his driver's license. Currently sees me tweeting. And then somebody was
God.
like,
He had a DUI, so he shouldn't
I
be
remember
driving.
that.
He shouldn't be driving.
He had the cast on for like 3 years.
I'm sure E! News will show up again right now.
Within 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Oh God. Within 2 weeks. Within like an hour, there was news trucks on my front lawn. I'm like, how did they find me? I had to go by my back door. I had a hat on.
Oh my God.
I'm stoned and E! News is outside. I tweeted something bad. I
Here's
was like,
the difference,
you
though.
idiot.
I never admitted
I
it.
mean, now that you're on a
never
big
admitted
show
it.
and now that your
Yeah.
name's getting out there, now that whatever you tweet, they're gonna know it's a joke.
Well, I mean, do they?
I don't know. Stevie Ryan goes crazy though. I follow her. She's like a little.
She's crazy.
I love a good cray.
But you do want her.
I do want her.
A good cray person.
Can you just meet her?
I mean, I meet so many randoms.
Could you sleep with her?
No, I'm not gonna sleep with her.
Sleep with her for me.
For her?
Sure. Okay.
For me.
Yeah, JC's been one of my best friends and is probably the straightest friend I have.
I know, but
it's so sad.
We've slept in beds together. We've held each other in
so you
the most sweet
you're like really into penis?
Really into it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of weird to me.
No, it's
a weird part of anatomy.
It's not the most beautiful thing to have stuff on your face, but at the end of the day, like those Channing Tatum thingies that go down the side.
Oh yeah.
I'm a sucker for a good Channing Tatum.
My girlfriend has that.
Can I just
there's a vagina there.
Yeah.
So it's like a plus.
The best part
is a large gaping hole. That's always appealing.
I like it.
JC texted me from one of the guys that she, slept with like a whore one night. Didn't really know him too well. Texts me the next morning and says, he's got all this IKEA furniture. And she's like, I'm going crazy. Everything's IKEA. And I'm like, okay, well, what's wrong?
Who was he?
No, but here's the best part. She goes, I got to get out of this house because I went to the bathroom and there was an IKEA magazine and the painting above the bed
was IKEA.
So
he was just like a big fan.
He was like, I got to get out of here.
Like, if you're a guy, 2 pieces of IKEA furniture tops, bro. Tops. Otherwise, you're never going to pull puss.
But you know what he did? He went to the store and he's like, I want all of this.
Just
like that.
I need that lamp. I need that artwork. What is that, Picasso?
He's just like, take this room and just put it in mine.
And the catalog. If he was going to buy more stuff, I'm like, woo. Sitting there like, oh, I need more coffee tables that look like shit. It's just such a. I mean, there's
was he
so
at
many
least
more
cute?
chairs. I can't remember. I never can remember. I've
has
had
the
this
best
Rolodex.
stories.
At least we have something in common.
No, the best stories she's literally texted me some of the stuff that I die laughing. People have fallen asleep while having sex with you.
Of course, I've
done that.
Drawn on people
while they're having.
Like
I've
while
done
they're having
that.
sex, I've drawn on people.
I've fallen asleep like mid vagina. Yeah.
I've had that conversation with people.
Yeah.
You're face deep in a vagina.
Yep. Fall asleep.
We have a caller. Caller, have you fallen asleep on someone while having sex?
That's the girl that I fell asleep with.
She's pissed off.
Bitch. Bitch is calling in for me.
You're on the Romi and Rose show. Hello.
Hello, are you talking to me?
Hey,
We're
yeah, we
talking to
are.
you.
You're talking to me. When did you become Robert De Niro?
No, what were you guys talking about?
We're talking about falling asleep mid-vagina.
Have you ever fallen asleep while having sex with somebody?
Yeah, afterwards.
Not afterwards. In the middle of it.
I think it's cool when a chick falls asleep in the middle of having sex with me. I like that.
Really? You're doing a good job.
No, what are you talking about? You put her to sleep.
No. Wait, I think she's still talking. We're just
go
talking
ahead.
over her. Wait, what are you saying, soft-spoken caller?
What was that?
What are you saying, sweets? You were saying something as they barked over you.
Oh, yeah. It just, afterwards, it just became my pillow.
Oh. That's what she said. Did we ever date before?
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Were you sleeping with Rose during this time?
Actually, I want to call to congratulate you guys on your show. You guys are funny. I don't get to hear you all the time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So sweet.
You sound high.
Yeah, you sound so high.
You sound like you're having an awesome afternoon.
No, we appreciate it. Thank you.
I watch you guys on the internet. I haven't seen you for a while, but just Mandilona, you know who I am.
Hey, that's Jean. Yeah, what's up?
Hi, I just wanted to say hi.
Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you for calling in.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Next caller.
Thank
Do
you.
we have another caller? Oh, okay.
I think she was sleeping and having sex during that call.
She was sleeping, smoking, driving. There's
Everything
a lot
we've
going
talked
on.
about was happening during
What
that
a
phone
sweet
call.
Like, I'm on meds and vodka. And
Yeah,
she's like, whoa, I'm about to fall asleep during the show.
I gotta ask you a few just questions about being a comedian because it's a whole different industry than Rose understands because she's a comedian.
I'm a comedic genius.
You're
but
funny. You've always been funny.
Yeah, I'm very funny.
You are funny, but she's funny by accident.
Yeah, that's what's funny. It is true.
Just saying.
I've said it since the day I met you, but go ahead, ask your questions.
Sometimes you don't realize you're being funny, and then you're just like, oh, why is everyone laughing?
I have important questions.
Important
questions. You guys threw me off there.
What questions do you have about
I wanted to
being
ask what it was like to be a woman in your field.
In the field of comedy?
A sexy woman.
No, because you're a pretty woman.
Because you're a pretty girl. You
when
think
you think of comedian,
you think Rebel Wilson.
The only hot comedian
That's what you think of.
That I could think of, like, I think of
Sarah Silver. Chelsea Handler.
Not even.
Yeah.
Not even. No.
Okay, who?
Tina Fey.
She's hot. She's beautiful.
She's sexy.
Chelsea Handler's hotter.
No, you're
what? Say it. Let it out.
crazy.
Let it out. I am crazy.
Let it out. So Chelsea, here's some vodka.
Chelsea Handler's a hot one. But you're a sexy comedian. That's not what you think of when you think, oh, my comedian friends coming, you think you know.
When she said that, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
the picture
she was like,
of my
oh
mind
God,
came
here
like
we go.
Rebel Wilson.
Yeah.
She's sexy.
It's funny because Romi always says it. She's always like, "You're a sexy comedian. You're pretty. You're pretty." And it's funny that
it's a male-dominated.
It's a male-dominated industry, but at the same time, it's like I care. I care about fashion. I'm a very girly girl. Like I like.
So you
makeup,
like to dress up. You like to look cute.
But my jokes I've worked on for almost 10 years. So I think if I wasn't funny, it wouldn't matter. But I actually have.
You dress down sometimes for your shows.
You have to.
Because I've gone to her shows, and instead of looking like this all done up, she looks like a hobo sometimes.
Whoa.
And I wonder why.
Like a hobo.
That hurts.
But sometimes
that's maybe an off day.
You know, on your off days, you dress like a hobo. Is that
do you see, like in your
make
industry?
It more...
Yeah. Is it difficult to be an attractive woman and break out into comedy?
I think that if you're a good comedian, you can surpass it. I think you hit levels. I think this last year, you'll see me now where I actually do dress like myself now.
Yeah.
I think when you're climbing the ranks, you do have to really pull your weight in the sense of drawing less attention to who you are
and what your material is and what
get your material to that point. When you hit that point, sleep with who you want, dress how you want, act how you want.
Absolutely.
And then you can really you can kind of pave the way for newer comedy.
Do you drink while you do your shows? Don't lie. Do you drink while you do your shows?
It's
funny. Great.
Do I drink when I do my shows? It depends. Alcohol for me is not a fuse of comedy. I think you want to be really present when you are remembering your material. I do hour-long shows. I travel. I do 2 shows a night, sometimes 3 shows a night.
I wanted to ask you about this. No, not you ever.
My career's already over.
You'll still do it.
You'll be a different comedy.
My career's over before it started.
Debbie, your career will never end. We all know that. We can see that.
I know. I'm aging backwards.
Time shows us that it never goes away. Rose will always be here. Have you ever had a horrible show, and what is the worst show you've had?
Oh, God.
Has someone thrown tomatoes at you? Does that happen?
In 1912, I think it did happen. But now
people get pissed like, I want my money back.
Yeah, do
and
they
get
yell
all crazy.
at you?
No, I think everybody has really bad shows. I mean, I've found myself in the fetal position outside in a parking lot before, just rocking, like literally just rocking, like just rape style, just like not okay. Because you really sometimes you read an audience and they're either super non-liberal or they're very liberal, or your joke you messed it up. And
so what do you do if your material just doesn't
fit
your
audience? Like if you're in Iowa at a comedy place and then they called you in for an hour set.
Iowa is pretty cool. Arizona is like a tougher audience, but I think I'm a likable person and I actually really do enjoy people. I've not hit that point in my career where I hate and loathe an audience member. Even when they heckle and they're drunk, there's a couple of stages before you resort to just punching them in the face.
Yeah.
You really kind of like try to win them over, then you talk it out, and it's like it really is this.
I should have tried that with the show.
But it's a very difficult, it's a process. But I mean, at the end of the day, is it a bad show? I mean, have I had one? Yeah. And will I continue? Yeah, which is terrifying.
I'm going to be honest. To be up there and to be a comic, that takes some balls.
It's a raise. It does. I don't know how you
amazing.
do it.
I mean, you have to
I don't know how you do it.
I have material from really great friends and people.
You're welcome for your career.
But you know what?
You're welcome.
I predict seeing you on SNL in the next couple years.
That's like a dream come true.
I can see that.
It's not my dream.
No?
I know
that
What's
sounds
your dream?
crazy. For me, it's always been like Champagne Problems is a show that I do really just like a Louis meets girls type of show. Something that's real and rational and not sketchy.
Maybe one day you'll have what we have.
Yeah. Maybe one day.
If only you all could see
one
what
day.
it looks like.
Wait, I think we have a caller before we take a break. Caller?
Hey, caller, you're on the line with Romi and Rose and JC. Hello?
Are you sleeping?
We had sex.
Oh,
you fell asleep.
Oh,
Thanks.
All your girls.
I'm awake.
Oh, there you go.
Loud and clear. How can we help you?
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
You're on the line with us.
Are you still there?
Yeah.
What's
Hi.
up? Hi, what's
Hi.
up, girl?
What? Today?
You got in today. You called in today?
Yeah.
Did you have any questions for Rose, myself, JC, Rose's ego?
My ego's
really
asking how old are you?
Yeah. Where are you? What's going on, sweetie? Are you locked in a closet?
Are you calling us for help?
Is this a 911 call?
Are you
not 911?
Are you in a basement?
We will have somebody over there immediately.
What's up? What's your name?
I was just calling to say that I'm Shauna.
Okay.
Hey, Shauna.
I'm Shauna. Hi.
Hi.
I was just calling to say that I love you guys so much, Romi and Rose.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On that note, we're going to take a break. When we come back, I always like to end notes with people telling me they love me.
Yeah.
So when we come back, we're going to talk more to JC. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
I can see the stars on the darkest night. Girl, you light it up, you make the fire ignite. I can't stop what I'm feeling. I can't stop it.
Journey Sisters is an organization that embodies and captivates women from all walks of life. Our membership includes 44 women that are constantly growing in the areas of personal development and community involvement. Monthly, we offer free leadership classes at McKay's Restaurant. Journey aims to inform women in the areas of heart disease and HIV and AIDS. Experience the journey now by logging into www.journeymosaicinc.com. Toll free 888-906-5519. Journey with no excuses.
Oh, your skin looks great.
Thank you.
What's your secret?
Frankincense and myrrh oil by Ancient Essence.
Frankincense and myrrh oil by Ancient Essence?
Yes, it's a beauty secret used since the time of the Greeks and Romans. The spa in Malibu told me about frankincense and myrrh by Ancient Essence, and now my skin is lovely.
Well, your skin looks great.
Call Ancient Essence at 1-800-627-9813. Discover the secret of beautiful skin. Call 1-800-627-9813. Discover the secret. Frankincense and myrrh oil by Ancient Essence. Discover the secret of beautiful skin. Available at fine spas and beauty centers.
Hi, this is Nick Cordelai Corte inviting you to join me Sundays at 10 a.m. right here on LA Talk Live for our all-new show, People Are Talking. Join us as we offer you a weekly dose of fresh perspectives with in-studio guests, hot topics in the world of politics and pop culture, and the voices of everyday people impacted by the political issues coming to a ballot box near you. So don't forget to tune in to People Are Talking exclusively on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B, watch us on Ustream.tv, or even catch us under the Radio Flags app under ILATK. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
We're back, everybody. We have JC in the house.
JC.
Hey.
It's clapping.
JC is going to be one of the comedians on the new VH1 show. Not new, but back for the fourth time. The Resurrected show, best week ever.
They called it a reboot, but I like Resurrected.
I like Resurrected. It sounds more heavenly.
Yeah, it is so heavenly.
And you are such a heavenly creature.
I mean,
yes, you are.
Couldn't be more Christian if we tried.
Could not be lesser of an angel. I have some questions to ask you, more comedy questions.
Yeah, we want to know. We want to know what's going on.
I want to know. What is it like to date other comedians? Do you like that? To stay in that?
Do you guys battle comedy?
You should.
Battle comedy?
Yeah. You shouldn't. You really shouldn't shit where you shit. That's the phrase I think
in a public
I do
club.
all of that.
I think that you travel with them a lot and like things do happen, but if you could really avoid it, I say try your best to avoid stand-up comic to stand-up comic. I think it's different if it's like stand-up comic to comedy writer or comedy director to
That's
stand-up
nice because I've known you to date a lot of comedians.
I've slept with a lot of people.
Yeah, because I could imagine like you guys sort of having a little bit of friendly competition. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't even think it's friendly. I wouldn't even say it's friendly.
I think it's funny competition.
Like there's a certain point when I was on a road trip with another comic that I was dating and we were like talking, and as we're talking, he was like pulling over to write down what I was saying, and I was like, wait, that's my bit. And he was like, well, we could split the bit. And I was like, no, that's my bit though. So we both did the bit, but different versions of the bit.
That's so unattractive.
But then they both worked, and I was like, okay, well, in the breakup, we'll just decide who gets the bit total.
No, that's so weird.
It's really tough, I think, too, because I'm attracted to a funny, smart, intelligent person, but stand-up comedians, I think that it veers because they're not necessarily so interested in like brain and relationships. I think the women comedians go to like a therapist.
Isn't it true though that most comedians are like the most depressed people on earth?
Well,
don't you guys have like really fucked up issues? That's where the humor comes from.
I never heard of
Well,
that.
I think Romi's right.
I would think that that's
right. Romi's right.
Romi's
right. I'm sad. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I thought that was like the 70s and 80s comics.
They come from a
now
dark
it's
place.
Like,
that's why it's like alcoholics.
I can't see Rebel Wilson being dark.
She's dark. She probably cries every day.
I love that we're
Rainn
calling Rebel Wilson. She's a
She's
comedic actress, which is so great about British humor too. Is that
She
they're
hates
such
us.
a craft.
She's Australian.
Sorry, Australian humor. I'm assuming is that they're more crass. I think they are more crass than we are. I think in any part other than America. But I think you had said like, are they repressed? I think for male and female comics, and I think Whoopi Goldberg had a really great phrasing about this. I think female comics we use for an outlet. Therapists, our moms, our friends, glasses of wine, and males. Male comedians, I think a lot of them use the stage as their place
and
to
vagina.
talk about problems, and I
vagina.
think that's why you'll inherently see a lot more depressed male comedians, bitter, angry, and whatnots. Whereas female,
That's why
comics,
they
I
always
think,
like
can take a
overdose,
step.
and a lot of them.
I don't know how we talk about bitter and all, when they're all comics are amazing.
They're amazing, but it comes from
Eddie Murphy being.
But cynicism, yeah.
You're the only person I know that genuinely, when you show up and you're happy, you really are.
I am.
Okay, that doesn't happen a lot.
Right now, I'm not.
Right
but
now,
I am.
yeah. But you're normally like, you're happy, you go to work, you do this. Sometimes I'll show up and it's fake, and I'm really sad. This one is probably crying inside right now.
Yeah.
Why are you? I just think that's because you guys.
Wait a minute.
I don't understand. I don't understand that.
No, it's
like
not
a therapy.
Romi's
I'm dramatic. I'm
I just
sorry.
think you guys have feelings and hearts, and I don't.
No,
That is true.
It's a piece of wood here.
That
and
is
there.
true.
I think most comedy comes from a place of a darkness or some kind of cynicism, because in order to really issue out a really solid joke, you have to really observe what's going on around you. And the messed up stuff about life is like the darker end of it, whether it's poverty or
That's
like
what you make a
lifestyle,
joke about.
sex,
You make a
and-
joke, yeah.
make a joke. But I think the depression comes from there is a lot of people that travel a lot that
And they're
are
alone.
not home. They're alone. They're like male strippers and male
What? Freudian.
male
Freudian.
comedians, they end
thinking
up
of something.
dating like a ton of strippers, like male comedians.
I
go
date him.
out-
I'm not.
Yeah, but you're like that. You're like on the go. You like horror. Sorry, I love you.
I just had an epiphany.
Not true at all.
I bet you, JC. I bet you, JC. After this conversation right now, I bet you voted for Roseanne.
No.
I'm just saying.
I was weirdly so mad that her name was on the ballot because
it was
not
on
a
there
funny
for the
joke.
independent party.
It was not a funny joke. I thought it was. It's still at the same time. I'm like,
but
wow,
she
it's
took
crazy.
it seriously. I'm not gonna lie.
She took it
She
real
did.
serious.
First two bills that she wanted to pass were just all marijuana. It was all
marijuana.
which is like it's funny. But no, I'm all about it.
She loved
Please. But but at the same time, I was like, don't confuse people. Like it's
that's
already
the
bad
only
enough.
reason, yeah.
Like don't confuse people. Like she got 7,100 votes. It's
She
like
did. I'm
were
gonna be
those
honest.
7,100 people?
No, I voted for Obama, but to see her name on the ballot, like you
It
said,
was
that made a
crazy.
big. But to me, it made a big statement for two reasons. Number one, Roseanna's fucking out of her mind. Number two,
Yeah, love it. Love
number
it.
two, it shows that anyone in America
With money.
could do this.
With
Run.
money.
Yeah.
But
with money.
she doesn't
But
have
how
a
does she
lot
have
of
that much money?
No, she's Roseanne. She created her own show.
Yeah.
She's a millionaire.
Yeah.
Multi-millionaire.
Multi-millionaire.
She
She lives
is
in Hawaii,
huge.
and she also has she's running a nut farm as
So
well.
what'd
and
she
then
do? She
produces
just
a
got like
company.
high and she was like, you know what? I'm gonna be president.
No, she
She's
is
fed up
genuinely.
with politics.
but-
She's very fed
But
up
at the
with
end of the
politics.
day, she did make a statement. That was
Absolutely.
her. That was her point.
Yeah.
And
That-
she is probably one of the most smartest,
I
innovative
loved her
comedians.
when
in the
she
world.
did the
She is.
roast for Comedy
Oh,
Central.
her roast was.
She's hilarious.
I was in New
hysterical.
York for the roast, and they were, I think, two comedians. They needed another female, so I went in to go and meet with them about roasting Roseanne, and I was like, oh, this would be a dream. At the end of the day, it's like I come from such a blue collar place that when I watched Roseanne as a kid, I was like, this show
that was
is the
your
shit.
life. Right.
Because every joke was on point. The characters were real. It was nothing hokey.
They were poor as F until
Poor
the
as
end.
F until they won the lottery, which was still a great
Exactly.
twist. And
Right.
They won the lottery
At the end of the
final
show.
season.
That's how they ended it.
I don't
In
even
the
remember.
But then you didn't know if Dan died or if he was alive.
It got crazy.
The
in
end messed me all up.
Yeah,
I was a
but
kid
you've
like.
You've never been
"Ugh."
the same, huh?
No, I haven't.
I blame Roseanne for this.
That's why
I blame Roseanne.
I honestly
for this.
did vote for her.
This is what happens for people that watch Roseanne.
And she's one of the 7,100
Right, that's
Yeah,
idiots
what-
of America.
It would have been 70099.
No.
Oh my
There's
god.
no.
No, I think that she's such a cool person. And then my makeup artist that was in New York that did my makeup for a show
How dare
did
you.
her. Yeah. Well, you're not around. I text you.
Yeah, I'm not around anymore.
Yeah,
okay?
you're too busy
I'm
to
too
do my
busy.
makeup. I
You're too
wish,
famous.
our dream was like, we're going to get famous together. And then you went and shot up and got famous before me.
I
And now
didn't
I'm
get
like,
They kicked me
Honey,
out.
you're about to pass this one. Don't trip. But real quick. I brought her
order, just so you know, some Casa por Vida to wear on her show because if I'm not going to be famous, I'm going to have to at least make jewelry.
We're sporting you without you even knowing.
And she has to wear it on the show.
Thank you. Oh my God.
So, I love you.
Yay, Casa por Vida. Welcome.
I was going to ask
Where's my stuff? And I'm your co-host.
Hey,
oh my God.
When you get another show, you get more jewelry.
Jeez.
When you get another show.
I do a show and all I got was this one ring.
I'm wearing all of it right now.
I know. You're all CPV'd out.
Well, I love this stuff. I think it's really
better than HPV'd out.
She texted me and she was like, "Can I wear your jewelry on the show?" And I was like, "Well, I have nothing left but Casa por Vida."
Okay, but I have a serious question for you. This is a CNN question. Pretend I'm Piers Morgan. Pretend I'm Piers Morgan.
Is she on CNN?
She's from like decades ago.
He took Larry. No, he took Larry King's spot. Piers Morgan.
Come on.
He left whatever that talent show was in. What's his name took his place?
Yeah.
Howard Stern.
Tonight.
All right. So here's the deal. I have a question. So Hurricane Sandy, obviously was last week, and then SNL did this big spoof on it.
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
Well, I really liked
appropriate or not appropriate?
Well,
what was it?
It was just basically.
I thought it was brilliant. I'm gonna be honest. My family's in Staten Island. My family's in Long Island. My family's out there.
Louis C.K. is a phenomenal comedian. I think that I read a really great article in the Huffington Post about whenever he got cast to do it, he basically told people 20 minutes before he was going to go live on air that he was the host. He waited until the very, very last second. Now, the great thing about SNL is they bring famous people on to host it that are massive audiences. Louis, great show, but not a massive audience, but a true blue New Yorker. Like one of those people that can really represent the city. So I think in those times of turmoil, if we all can remember the SNL after 9/11, you can rewatch it. It was one of the best episodes.
I agree.
It was one of the best episodes. And unfortunately, in these dire situations, I think you have to laugh. Otherwise, the turmoil will really make
you know what's crazy?
uncomfortable.
It made the news, and it was a big topic on CNN. But here's the one thing that's crazy. Whoa, you're like.
That's my girl. Put your hands in the air. Put your hands in the air.
Jesus. I'm not going anywhere.
Everyone always is like, you're so Christian. I'm like, God, crosses are just cool.
I'm Christian and I'm trying to bring the Lord
to you. I'm Catholic and,
baby. I love you.
I try so hard.
Thank you, Jesus.
It'll never happen.
But check this out. Like, it was a big deal. It made the news and people were to offense. But you know what was weird? No New Yorkers were mad about it. They were actually like, you know what?
Because they
you
have
for
a sense of humor.
Exactly.
They know how to laugh. You have to.
It is, again, their show. I think SNL is really a New York thing. And I think that when something happens to their city, they really do come together and really rely on that show on that Saturday night after a huge event to really just look for solace.
And you know who they had come on as a commentary to comment on this particular topic?
Oh, who was it?
Are you ready for this?
Ray Wilson.
They went way back into the 80s. It was like they asked all the comics in the world and no one wanted to do it.
Who?
I was busy. I was blow drying my hair.
You were doing your hair.
Yeah, I was blow drying my hair.
But
they asked Tommy. They asked Tommy Davidson from.
No, they didn't.
Yes.
In Living Color days.
In Living Color, I was like,
man, where's that show?
First off, when I was watching the commentary,
Tommy Davidson?
Where's in
on
Living
CNN
I
talking
would
about
watch
that.
In Living Color make a skit of it. It was the best show ever.
No, SNL hit the nail on the head because they were like, Sandy, we're coming after you, like they were at mafia after the hurricane. It was funny. It was great.
They did, I think it's funny too. Is I remember Tommy Davidson from like so long ago, but in Living Color, I did love In Living Color.
I did. Was one of the funniest
Fire
shows.
Marshal Bill, whenever Jim Carrey was so great in that.
I mean,
he was huge.
He's
time.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's Jim Carrey.
Him and J-Lo are like the only things that blew up.
No, Keenan Ivory Wayans made all those.
But they're
movies.
not like J-Lo and.
He's huge. He made all the scary movies.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right. They all did something.
Scary. Yeah, scary. There's a lot of people that just aren't so apparent like Jim Carrey is, but I think for sure J-Lo is one of those things where it's like that was just a fly girl, and then she became
Carrie Ann and Alba, honey. Yeah. Don't get it twisted. She's the lead judge on Dancing with the Stars. Boom.
Dancer.
And Living Color makes dreams come true.
It does.
It came back and then it got canceled. Do you guys know that?
No, it came back.
It came back 6 months ago, less than 6 months ago.
Living Color.
Wait, on what channel?
Keenan and Ivory Wayans.
On like Spike?
Yeah, I was like, they might still actually be doing it, but Keenan and Ivory Wayans came back up with another concept where they recast it, and it was going through casting. I went in for it too.
Really?
I love
Okay, wait, you know what killed me that I saw the other day?
You would be on In Living Color.
I would be the white
die laughing.
You know what killed me that I saw the other day who got into comedy? You know who's heading a comedy thing and it's like on a major network and I was pissed?
Who?
Shaquille O'Neal.
No.
Well, his demographic.
Why?
It's what is it on the CW or the WB?
Like what he wanted to do is he wanted to bring back like the Def Comedy Jam kind of thing that they had going on.
And he's a comedian to do it.
Because he did Kazam or Kalamazoo movie
or
whatever he did.
That was the movie I've ever seen.
It was the best movie I've ever seen.
So I'm just letting you know.
30 more of those.
Shaq, I love you. You have a better chance at succeeding. Shaq has a better chance at succeeding of coming back on our miserable Lakers than doing this comedy thing he's doing.
Well, I think too, you got to understand.
And that's an opinion.
You have to remember that our version of comedy sometimes isn't the different. You know, did you grow up watching Moesha at all?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so Moesha was
and
a
I
damn
thought
good
Ray,
show.
I thought Ray J made that damn show.
Exactly, Ray J made that
damn
his
show.
sweet
His
Kardashian banging heart. He was that show is a great market, but at the same time, it doesn't appeal to all audiences.
It appealed to me.
Everything appeals to you.
Watch someone that that is a Shaquille O'Neal fan. If they have a family,
I'm a Shaquille O'Neal fan.
If they have a family rom-com, if like it's a family, that doesn't seem like a fan.
I'm a huge fan. I just think he sucks.
I just think he's the
He tries to be
worst
funny.
guy ever.
Like I saw him on Kelly and Michael. Yes, I do watch that. And
I need to watch
saw
that.
him. And he was on there, and he tried to be all like funny, and he wasn't. Michael
Well, why would
Strahan
he
was
host
better.
a comedy thing? That
Well, I think
he has money. He's bored.
Well,
he's retired.
I think too. They always want to try different things. I think truly though, sports play. If you've ever watched ESPN, those people on ESPN are hysterical.
The only
sometimes.
funny person in the world is Charles Barkley. That's it. Everyone
in
else
the world.
His face.
Did you hear that statement?
The
only funny
hilarious.
person in the world.
In the world.
I'm like, wait,
Charles
In
Barkley.
the world of sports.
Opinions are happening on this show.
In the world of sports.
You have to have
In
Romi
the
and Rose
universe.
quotes.
In the-
Romi and
oh,
Rose quotes.
She has the best ones. We have a book coming up for holiday. Coming soon. Do we have a caller?
Caller, you're on with Romi, Rose, and JC. How are you?
Please speak up.
Good. How are you guys?
Great. What are all caller, 1 second, please. I need to make a public service announcement. Callers, take a shot, smoke something, snort something. You all sound sleepy as fuck today. But no, go
All
ahead.
right, now welcome.
They sound like they just woke up.
Caller, are you still there?
Yeah. No, I have a cold, so I.
Oh, me too. We might have.
Everybody's
Did you get
sick.
it from me?
Were you
No, I'm
making out with Rose at the Abbey?
I live in Canada. That's not possible.
Yay!
Oh,
Yay, Canada!
You didn't vote. Next.
We lost her.
We lost. We love you. We are sorry for that.
Sorry that we just lost you,
Sorry we
Canada
lost
girl.
But you guys have free health care. Go Canada.
She throws in a. Sorry, I just hung up on you, but you got health care.
You got free health care.
That's a shame that we just
have a
lost
great
that
day.
child.
I gotta pay for my pap smears in cash.
I feel like we're getting a lot of children
Can I
today.
ask, do you guys have a
Is this
10-year-old
your
fan
audience?
base?
No, we don't normally.
No one's calling to praise me. Everyone's calling to praise you guys. No one's like, oh, the
10-year-old
Gigi girl.
lesbians.
They
10-year-old
love
lesbians.
her.
No, the 10-year-olds
She's like
love
the
you?
lesbian god.
Oh, well,
I am.
These children, these young babies.
Pipe down, Drew. You were a 10-year-old kid once on her nuts.
Yeah, she still is.
She still is.
She's now 12.
No, Drew is a beautiful soul, looking very sexy back here.
She is. Every girl out there should get bangs, and they'll get banged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the truth.
It's like
Do
the
we,
new
Candid,
thing.
are you back, eh?
Yes.
What happened, eh?
You guys cut on me, I think.
Oh, we're sorry. Did you have any
The
questions
fact
for
that you
anyone
can
today?
get back on shows how busy our lines are. Jeez. We're on fire today. We're on fire today over here.
And I'm not 10, but you
Oh,
know.
how old are you?
I'm only 18.
Wow.
Okay,
Well,
say hi to,
all right.
say hi to JC. Do you have a question for JC in her comedy?
I just wanted to say that, like, I was talking to Romi about this earlier last week, how you guys just make my day, and I look forward to every Friday.
Awesome.
Thank you
Make me
so
laugh
much.
So hard.
Aw,
you.
That's
Thank
very
you.
sweet.
We tried to.
I'm a huge fan of how she told you just to talk to me, and you just jumped over
Yeah.
that.
I love it. You
love
just
that.
take the initiative and do
JC,
your own
you're
thing.
You're not there yet,
She's
okay?
a solid fan.
We're still.
Can anyone
we're
that
still
cares
ahead.
about me call?
We're still
Is
ahead.
there
Anyone
anyone
who's
to
a
just
fan
call
out there?
about me? Do I have fans?
Does anybody know who JC
Am I
is?
even alive? I don't even know anymore.
Thank you for
All
calling in. We're so happy that you enjoy it. We
So
hope everyone laughs on Friday with
So
us.
this is what we're going to do. We're going to have JC do her movie review on the movies that she's
No,
seen.
you got to do.
I want to hear one thing. I want to hear her version of 7 Psychopaths.
Okay, but just to say,
Everyone has a different interpretation of what this movie was about.
but you have to give your review.
I will, but I want to hear this because
Her-
this movie was amazing.
Okay. Movie reviews. Kill it. They're the worst thing you've ever heard in life.
Okay. They are.
We all have to hear them every Friday.
Well, I saw 7 Psychopaths. I saw 3 movies this week, but you want to hear about 7 Psychopaths.
I want to hear like
Review.
your interpretation
Okay,
of the movie.
so
what you
7
thought.
Psychopaths, for those of you that have not seen it, so it's not a spoiler alert. In my opinion, it's about a struggling alcoholic writer, and it's a hysterical version of them trying to basically come together and
Biography?
create. a movie about, 7 interesting psychopaths, but the writer is leaning more towards, he wants it to be about love and life and not necessarily murdering and killing and guns. Now, there's a character that
Your
played
review
by
is way different.
Hers has bigger words. Hers has bigger words than mine.
The character that I think kicks so much ass verbally and comedically is a guy named Sam Rockwell, and I've worked with Sam before.
I loved him.
Very briefly,
He was amazing.
and he is by far a breakout talent in this film. And him and Colin Farrell, it's shot mostly in Echo Park in downtown LA, shows LA really hilarious.
It does, actually.
All your friends are in it?
All my friends are in it. All these hipsters are in it. Everyone's wearing Vans. And it's just like one of those movies where it is such a
But
dope...
Colin was brilliant too.
Hysterical.
I mean, you don't see the side of him.
His breakdowns are hysterical. His comedic beats are hysterical.
He's
And
really
the
good.
violence is so funny, but yet so like
I'm going to be
scary.
honest. We don't want to spoil, but they'll
Sure.
blow somebody's brains out,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, and it's hysterical. And the dialogue was incredible. It was a great. The writer that wrote it was a writer and director, so he was an incredible,
amazing
guy. So I loved it.
Okay,
But
well,
you know
I'm
what? I need to
gonna
ask
go to
her.
the movie tonight.
I need to ask her a question real quick.
'Kay.
How was the audience when you watched this movie?
'Cause,
Because that
yeah.
was more entertaining to me than the movie, and the movie was damn good.
Well, people were a little shyer in our audience. I saw it at the Los Feliz 3, which is that tiny theater.
Is that a real theater?
Yeah, it's a great theater. It's a great theater. Like
That's a hipster
It's a
theater.
Yeah, it's a
theater.
hipster
Gee
theater.
whiz.
But they were laughing. People were laughing out loud. I think like I laughed a lot at those
hipsters
women's
will laugh
jokes.
loud in theater.
I saw it
Yeah.
at the ArcLight in Pasadena.
People.
Classy.
Whoa.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sad.
I like my.
Sad is
I like
what
my.
that is.
I like my own seat
Is it
with
me?
a number.
Is it me or everybody?
You hipsters had a tent in there. You were like, hey.
Is it me or is every woman that lives in Pasadena look like Judi Dench?
I don't. I live there.
I think everyone.
And the
looks like
war
Judi Dench.
just began.
Well, now
East
that I
Side
put this
versus West
blazer,
Side.
now that I put the blazer,
Dame Judi
I'm
Dench.
going through my transition.
Your boobs are out
But
today.
I loved a lot of the jokes when they were like, "You only kill women," and he was like, "Well, women can't handle this world."
Exactly.
It's like, oh, it was great.
It was
really
super
funny.
smart though. The movie
It was
was
very
really
smart.
smart.
It
Whoever
touched
wrote
on
it
a
was
lot of
amazing.
things. Yeah.
I liked
I
it.
want to see it.
It's amazing. It's a
Go
great
see it.
movie.
All right. Well,
It's a
see,
great
that
movie.
was actually a real movie review, unlike the one that Rose gave last
Now,
week.
touching upon that,
She's gonna give us
if you
another one.
if you like violence, okay.
Okay.
Now, I'm a big Wu-Tang Clan fan. That's the only reason why I went to go see
What?
this movie.
But yet goes to see films in Pasadena.
There you go. Because I'm from the hood, yo.
Wu-Tang
I mean,
what?
here's the thing. I grew up in Highland Park, and for me not to be quite of a sellout, I just went one exit away. You know?
like,
I couldn't go far from the hood, so I figured, I'm in Highland Park. I can only go one exit away and keep it hood.
Right.
But then all your people came and took over my cholo town.
It's
White
true.
people?
Yeah, Highland Park
Highland
became
Park is hipster
town.
haven.
Listen, we've owned you since
No,
1912.
They actually did. They actually did.
It's technically we gave you that. Then
what,
took it
what,
away.
it, what it was like the Indians, like they lend us Highland Park
I
and they
love
came back and took it
Thanksgiving.
over.
I own Romy. I make her come over and clean my house every other Tuesday.
She's Mexican.
Yeah, she sweeps. That's
But I'm
it.
a good
cleaner. It's
She's
in
a
my
great
blood.
cleaner.
So like Highland Park, that'll be a whole other show. But I walk into the local bar at Johnny's, which is like a cholo thing.
Sure.
And I walk in Occidental college students and a bunch of freaking hipsters. I don't know
That's
what
what
to
it
do.
is. Well,
Wu-Tang.
hipsters are really in with like being gangsters now too.
Yeah.
It's kind of part of their culture.
Thuggish, yeah.
They think they're thugs.
Sure.
They are.
Yeah,
But they've
They
never
do.
gotten in fights.
Yeah,
though.
they've never
No, I
been in a
fight all the
fight.
time. I still fight.
Yeah, but you actually are a thug.
I am.
You are a thug.
But I gotta thug out this break, and then when we come back,
I
movie
will
review
and
music news, and we're gonna thug out this break. We'll be right
All
back.
right.
Can't define how I be dropping these mockeries. Lyrically perform armed robbery. Flee with the lottery. Possibly they spotted me. Battle scarred shogun. Explosion when my pen hits. Tremendous. Ultraviolet shine blind forensics. I inspect. View through the future. See millennium. Killer bees sold 50 gold, 60 platinum. Shackling the masses with drastic rap tactics. Graphic displays melt the steel like blacksmiths. Black Wu jackets. Queen bees ease the gunson. Rumble with patrolmen. Tear gas lace the function. Heads by the score. Take flight inside a war. Chicks hit the floor. Die hard fans demand more. Behold the bold soldier. Control the globe slow.
Hello world, how you living? This is D Brex, your host of the all-new rap project here on LA Talk Live. That's latalklive.com. Or you can find me on iTunes Radio in the R&B section. That's the rap project every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's Wednesdays at 7 p.m. West Coast time, so don't be late. On the Rap Project, I will be playing the very best of rap and hip-hop that goes beyond the ordinary. So connect with me, your host, D-Brax, the rap connoisseur, on the Rap Project every Wednesday at 7, right here on latalklive.com, where we are more than just talk.
This is Girl for Sickle Cell, and sickle cell has waged a war against our community, and it's time to fight back.
What is sickle cell?
Sickle cell disease is an inherited blood disorder where your red blood cells do not get enough oxygen. Over 100,000 people in the United States are affected by sickle cell.
100,000 people?
Yes.
How can we help?
Join me today in the fight against sickle cell by visiting me on Facebook or follow me on Twitter at Girl for Sickle Cell. That's GURL, the number 4, sickle cell. Again, GURL, the number 4, sickle cell.
Let's stop the war today.
It's to the point I don't even care. Gotta save myself. Wanna get out of here.
Thank you. Welcome back. Ooh, I like that little unison camaraderie thing we got going on.
We're a team.
We are.
And since we have no fans left, we're gonna only have each other. Since we've insulted everybody today. It's just you
That's
and me,
my job.
kid.
That's my job.
Just you and me.
All right, so back to the movie review, and then I want you guys to chime in on this, okay?
Okay.
I watched The Man with Two Fists, and the reason why I did is because I'm the woman with two fists.
You are.
Wait, is the movie called A Man with Two Fists?
With two iron fists.
Yeah, I was like, that's
I fucked it up.
JC, have you ever been fisted?
I've not been fisted.
Don't lie. I read people for a living, and when she goes, I have not been, means you have. It's okay.
I read her eyes,
it's
and I went,
us.
she's like, don't say it. And I was like, I've never been fisted. I don't think I've ever been physically
ladies,
fisted.
I do the fisting, so it could happen by accident.
Can you fist a whole person?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Lucky?
Yes.
True? Yeah, I know. I don't think that's possible.
Let me tell you,
Rosie, it's not possible.
It is possible. I've done it.
Full puss?
Full
puss.
Full.
Would you pull out the ovaries?
No. But I've been known to tap into them.
Give me that.
No, but the way it works is like, and I don't want to be graphic because we have young listeners.
Yeah,
so
apparently.
Anybody under the age of 18, close your eyes.
Close your eyes.
But what you do is you start off with 2 or 3. Before you know it, there's 4, and then your thumb is just kind of there.
No,
I hate to say it. It happens.
I don't know.
Okay, back to the movie review. I'm grossed out.
The movie review, I just keep it real. I keep it 100.
Too real.
You keep it
100.
You keep it for sure like you should be in jail.
Yeah.
For doing that to people.
The women ask. Some girls are just like, oh my God, what are you doing? And then they don't even know.
Yeah,
they don't even
keep
know.
drinking.
They don't know
keep drinking.
They don't know that you're trying to take their kidneys.
I know.
They don't know that you're up there trying to just sell their organs.
No, I'm just trying to rip them. I'm just trying to make them unfertile.
Just pulling
so they don't multiply and go out in the world.
Oh no.
But
okay, so how was the movie? What was it about?
Speaking of The Man with Two Fists,
Iron Fists.
The Man with Iron, whatever. You know what
Fist.
You guys know what I'm talking about. The dude from Wu-Tang Clan, Reza, made this movie. Now here's the crazy thing. This dude. No, as I was watching this movie, right? No, listen. I was watching this movie and I was thinking like, okay, like what made him, because he wrote and directed this movie, so I thought it was going to be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But to be honest, it was actually one of the dopest action kung fu movies that I've seen since the legendary Mr. Bruce Lee. No lie. No lie.
It was that good.
Comedic?
Bruce Lee movies weren't good. That's what you
I
don't
don't
get.
like any
the
action
story
movies.
Yeah.
Back in the day, the Bruce Lee movies weren't good. They were like this cheesy, villain who had this like weird hair and he was all.
That's like me on the L Word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were the cheesy villain with the weird hair. Right. So like, I mean, it brings back that cheeseball 70s kung fu kind of thing, but Lucy Liu's in it.
She looks hot.
She's always beautiful.
Russell Crowe is the bomb in this movie.
The bomb.
He is the bomb.
Is this a comedic
Is
film?
it funny?
It's cheesy 70s satire, kung fu, badass. I'm gonna kick your ass, kick mine. Not that cheesy. No, not that cheesy.
It doesn't strike me as odd that a musician turned director turned writer is actually that good, because I think a lot of people,
he was actually brilliant. It was really good.
They've worked so much in a field of producing videos, because their music videos were not bad. They told stories, even though they were different kind of versions. But I think it's not strange to me that a musician that is that talented like Wu-Tang, poetry-wise too,
would do something
great
like
lyricist,
that.
And throw in some Tarantino to make that shit
Make
pop.
it perfect.
Heads blow up, arms are ripped off.
Amazing.
Perfect movie.
Amazing.
Speaking of music.
We got
what's going on in music, guys?
Speaking of music, because the show is coming to an end, I need to say goodbye to JC.
Yay, JC.
One Pittsburgh person.
One Pittsburgh person.
Pittsburgh in the his
and invite my other Pittsburgh husband in, which they are both from Pittsburgh.
You have more than one husband?
I love you, Pittsburgh. But JC, real quick,
my other Pittsburgh husband.
Before you leave, no, she's the Pittsburgh wife.
Husband.
Tell everybody where they can find you.
Oh, www.jccoakleyisPretty.com. I am on Twitter at JCCoakley. It's a very Italian name. I will be on VH1 in January, and then every now and then I hang out downtown. So good luck with that.
Yeah, go see her. Go see her.
Everyone, we're gonna go see her comedy show. Support our girl. Support her on Best Week Ever. Please tweet. Watch it.
Let us know
or
what you
I
think
will
of her.
find you and beat your ass, Wu-Tang style, man with two fists.
Thank you, honey.
Just saying.
All right, now another Pittsburgh.
Welcome, Dusty.
Hi, baby.
Hey, Dusty's got some music news for us.
Pittsburgh. Man, I love Pittsburgh.
You miss it? Don't miss it.
Good
too
job,
much.
JC. You're funny.
Yeah, she is.
She's funny.
And she's sexy
And
with her little ripped.
And she's sexy.
Ripped tights and all that. Her and Drew like they were gonna start a band together.
What a show. The
Her and Drew
drinks
look
are pouring. We're laughing.
I'm ready.
She's funny, right?
Woo! Woo!
Yeah.
Shazam!
What are we talking about?
Music, baby.
I'm looking at them like they match, like they belong in a
Put your penis down. Put your penis
two-girl
down.
lesbian porn band. Yeah.
They do look like a band. All right, baby, give us the news.
All right.
I just got
Listen,
distracted. I'm really listening, but I'm watching over there. Go
It's
ahead.
cool. Don't listen. You may have heard this song on the radio. It's called Ho Hey.
Yes, it's a big one.
Ridiculous name,
Yeah.
but it's a band called the Lumineers. And
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
I have heard
It's
that.
like my favorite song on the
My
radio.
girl dedicated that song to me.
The second it came on, I was
I
like
belong to you.
1969,
You belong to me.
like
Yeah. My girl
yeah,
dedicated
it's
that to
sick.
me.
They're the Lumineers. That's like their first record, and they got it up to like number 11 on the Billboard. It's
It's
sweet.
I'm gonna be honest.
It's a different song on the radio right now.
I'm
though.
They're
be
from
honest,
Jersey. They moved to Colorado.
That's why you love them.
No,
Jersey.
Drew played the song for me in her car, and I hated it. And then after it, when she's like, I dedicate the song to you. And then it caught on, and now
If
I
you
like
like
it.
hear it from the beginning, it's like really sets itself up. It's good.
Yeah,
I
and
dig
now
it.
I like it, and it's very catchy.
It's
Yeah.
like it's real.
Yeah,
It's
It's
cool.
a fun song.
it's real catchy.
I'm surprised it was on the radio. I was
haven't-
like, this is sick.
It's like
Yeah.
all over the
You know?
place, and
Yeah,
it's
it's cool.
actually on a movie that's coming out with
It has
Bradley
to be.
Cooper.
Movie song.
It's like his little.
Oh, that new movie.
Yeah, with
which
the
we
girl,
have to watch.
with the girl from Hunger
Bradley
Games.
Cooper and the
Yeah,
Lumineers.
yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm all
I'm
about the
in.
Hunger Games chick. She's
She's
hot.
in that movie.
Yeah, she's
I
that's
can't
cool.
wait. I can't.
And she's like 12, and that's his love interest. I'm so confused. Back to music news.
That's sexy.
No, that's interesting.
Let's
talk.
It's like my
Let's
life.
talk. It is your life.
No, another record that I'm super into is Muse's new record.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
mentioned
mentioned
that.
it.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
called
like-
The Second Law. It's sweet. I mean, it's
You like
sick.
it?
Yeah, they're like super. I mean, they're like super geniuses in the studio. It's ridiculous.
But
And
aren't
they're-
they like
and they're-
number like
They're
one?
English,
Yeah.
so they're awesome.
Yeah, they're English, but I mean, they're 3-piece, and they just make like these orchestras, and it's ridiculous.
Well,
they're
that's
so
I have
good.
to check that out because you mentioned it more than once.
They've been a band since like 1994.
Yeah,
Wow.
but every time they
They've been
come back,
around
they
for
do
like
really, really
20
well.
years or something.
I mean, they win a bunch of Grammys. They're like on top of the
Yeah.
charts. They're like pretty
Oh
awesome.
yeah. Check out that record if you get a minute. And the third record I wanted to talk about is Taylor Swift. JC, you said you had a Taylor Swift outfit on.
I love her.
agree.
I
I
love her.
agree.
I love Taylor
agree.
Swift.
Yeah, we love Taylor Swift. We're from Pittsburgh. You have to.
I mean, she's amazing.
Yeah, her new record Red is like number 1 on the Billboard.
I mean, this
It's sick.
kid is like, since she was a kid, she wrote
She's
and
writing,
composed her own music.
producing.
Yeah.
Like,
It's amazing.
I know,
She's
she's-
one of the only girls though. Like,
But you know what?
her
She's kind
age
of a little
doing
hoe.
that.
No
she
offense.
is a hoe.
She's just got. I think
She
she's
dates
got
everyone.
implants, didn't she?
No, she
I don't
didn't.
know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. On the,
I have to take a look at that
Yeah.
again.
She was good.
I mean, now that she's over 18, it's fair
good.
game. She's over 18. She's
No,
dated
she's
a Kennedy.
cool.
It's all good.
She's cool. She's like all American.
But she writes all her songs about
Okay,
every
she's
guy
not
she
all
dated.
American if like Jake Gyllenhaal and John Mayer have been
Have
inside
all
of her.
been in her.
Sorry.
She's dated.
She's all American hooch.
No, I know.
She's dated everybody.
Yeah,
and then writes the song about
If
them.
she didn't write her songs, maybe I wouldn't be such a fan. But she writes them, and it's just
I
like
mean, she's
I dig
amazing.
it. I mean, it's
And
sick.
she sold like, what was it, like over 500,000 in 1 week? They said it was like
Yeah,
this
the
amazing.
first week.
Because people aren't buying records anymore.
No.
So
Yeah, I
unless you
know.
team up with Target, you're not selling shit.
No, she went crazy.
Yeah, that's what she did.
She sold a
So.
ton, and she looks good. You can tell she's growing up, and it's like a more like mature.
It is
like,
more
I mean,
mature.
she's
her
not.
sound.
Here's the thing. She doesn't seem like she's gonna bust out in a Lindsay Lohan type of thing. So
No.
she's maintained. She's controlled.
I'm sure she has a lot of people looking after her.
Yeah,
her
They
whole-
have to though, because she's definitely a slut.
So did Lindsay.
Oh.
I mean, she's definitely. She
is a little
She's
slut.
but she's one of those.
But she's like a clean
she's
slut.
pretty.
Slut, because-
Like I could see a guy freeballing up in that.
Yeah,
'Cause she's like
absolutely.
clean, you know.
But there's a difference.
I
There's the slut that's out there that's like, I'm a slut, blah,
like
blah,
Lindsay.
Blah. Like Lindsay. But you know
Can you
what?
picture Lindsay Lohan sitting around writing records? Like, I can't. Like,
but I wouldn't even like. I wouldn't
never
even.
gonna happen.
I wouldn't even like be with her with someone else's hand.
You wouldn't even put someone else's hand up.
Nope.
Wouldn't touch her with a 10-foot pole.
Would you have sex with Taylor Swift?
Oh yeah.
You would.
Oh yeah.
That's not even your type.
I bet that would be.
Don't think about
for
it.
you.
Don't
very
think about
interesting.
It would be.
It'd be like just different.
I think it would be amazing.
This conversation.
I would make her. I would make
so awkward.
I would make her songs turn into rap.
Oh.
Lindsay. I mean,
she needs to write a hip hop
rapping.
After
Taylor Swift would start rapping.
She needs to write a hip hop record.
She does.
Her and 2 Chainz.
No, she did that mix. Didn't she like work with like a hip hop guy?
She does
like
she
everything.
She does whatever. Yeah.
She does whatever she wants.
And all of a sudden, the irony in this whole world is Kanye's now one of her biggest fans.
Oh, after that whole like.
That was years
ago. We all know
yeah.
Kanye is the smartest man in the world.
He probably is.
He's genius.
I love him.
A genius.
But you know what? Speaking of soundtracks, one of the biggest things, because now I pay attention to, now that Dusty's in my life, more to music.
Yeah.
But the soundtrack of The Man with the 5 Fists
was
better.
2 Fists.
Was better. Yes. That soundtrack was amazing.
Really?
Why don't you get the film right before you start reviewing it?
Because I just watched the movie Beautiful Girls and the soundtrack was horrible.
Yeah, I made him watch it this morning.
Why did you make him watch that?
Worst soundtrack ever.
I woke up with
She told me Bon Jovi was in it, so I'm like, let's watch it.
it.
He's not even in it.
No, Beautiful
What
Girls.
a disappointment.
Speaking of little,
take him to go watch Man with the
speaking of
16
little
fists
girls
of a girl.
that are sluts, Natalie.
I'd rather
Portman.
watch the 2 Fist Man.
Oh,
yes.
Natalie Portman was in Beautiful Girls, and she was like the girl that was alluring in the
That
older
movie was
guy.
annoying.
11-year-old slut.
Yeah,
I'm
she
like,
was 11
that movie was annoying.
creepy. I hate the music, but I like Matt
Exactly.
Dillon, so I'll watch.
No, Matt Dillon is the bomb.
He's
Come
bomb.
back, man.
Why was this Man with the 700 Fist soundtrack good? Who was in it?
Wu-Tang, Kanye,
Yeah.
it was
Everybody.
off
Yeah.
the hook. If you love
Wu-Tang
hip hop,
is sick.
please get
They're
this
poets,
soundtrack.
for sure.
Look at what her hand did when
Please.
she was talking. Did you see this? If you love hip hop, yo, like you got to get this one. I'm just saying.
Represent, keeping it real in the streets.
I'm going to
Finally, the
Pasadena
real
after
Rose
this.
is here. Finally.
Yeah, she
There you
showed
go.
up. She
I
showed up.
Hello.
Don't let the glasses and the blazer fool you.
Let's
I'm
just
all
tell the
chola.
story.
I'm all chola.
Chola por vida. Anyways, it's been a good show.
It's been
I'm
a great
glad that
show.
JC was on. Didn't you love her?
This is
I'm
great.
drunk. I'm happy.
drunk.
It's been an amazing show.
Are you gonna
Two
watch?
girls in the studio wearing fishnets. What more can you ask for?
If you could see the girls right now, they are looking
I'm happy.
pretty hot. It's like the Runaways back here.
Yep.
Right? That's what
It
it
is.
looks like.
It is like the Runaways.
looks like the
Can I be the
Runaways.
producer guy?
No.
Can I be Kim Fowley?
No.
Can I be Kim
We want to
Fowley?
thank JC so much, you guys.
Everybody
Please check
watch
out
her VH1 best
Best
week
Week
ever.
Ever.
Right.
Follow her on Twitter. I'm going to be tweeting her and blowing her Twitter up, so we want all our fans to go follow her on Twitter.
Stevie, if you're watching Stevie TV, try and come on our show.
Stevie, just fucking make out with
just
me.
Come on
Fuck
our,
the rest of it.
Please.
That's it.
That's all we want.
My girlfriend don't mind.
We're
She
not
can join
asking
in.
for much.
That's it.
Threesomes, 10 fist, you, Rose, and her 5 fist.
Everyone have a blessed weekend. See you Friday, bitches.
Bye.
Where I went wrong, but I can write a song. I belong with you, you belong with me in my sweetheart. I belong with you, you belong with me in my sweetheart. I don't think you're right for him. Took a word it might have been. Took a bus to Chinatown. I'll be standing on Canal and Bowery. She'd be standing next to me. I belong with you, you belong with me, my sweetheart. I belong with you, you belong with me, my sweetheart. Love we need it now. Let's hold some. So
notes like Mariah. God's gift to me, yeah, Messiah. Sex is wearing me out, oh boy, I'm tired. And we just getting started. We so fly, oh, the plane just departed. The champagne, Bacardi, all your haters said to me.
No matter where we go on tour, see us coast to coast, we taking on. More than just a fling, doing let's hopeless things. And I never felt like this before. If you try to hate the haters, be quiet. Yeah, y'all dead like Ed Hardy, so check it out. We the life of the party, and her body so fine like a bottle of Bacardi. And I'm saying we never on time, we just fashionably tardy. My girlie's riding shawty, she's so fly you call her Marty. And we getting kinda rowdy with shawty up on the track. And I love her so much, and I love how she love me back. She the best.
So insane, all love, no games.
Y'all better catch up, we in the fast lane. No matter where we go on tour, see us coast to coast, we taking on. More than just a fling, doing let's hopeless things. And I never felt like this before. If you try to hate the haters, be quiet. Still laughing now, haters, be quiet.
Y'all just jealous, we pulling up in the Bugatti. Nice body, chilling with my hottie in the lobby. And I care for my man, yeah, I'm talking John God. And baby, yeah, you hotter than Tabasco. With mad flow, you love it when I shake my ass though. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but the haters will never find
And
me.
no matter where we go on tour, see us coast to coast, we taking on. More than just a fling, doing let's hopeless things. And I never felt like this before. If you try to hate the haters, and no matter where we go on tour, see us coast to coast, we taking on. More than just a fling, doing let's hopeless things. And I never felt like this before. If you try to hate the haters, be quiet.
Be quiet, haters. It's your girl, Young Honey, and my man, Sam Stone. We back.
We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.